All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first one we are going to talk about the Model Y and my thoughts on a price change, price reduction, maybe even a price increase. We'll talk about my thoughts on it and where I think the market is essentially could be going for Tesla's hottest vehicle at the moment, which of course is the Model Y, but there could be inventory stacking up. And of course, when there's inventory going up, usually that signals some sort of price adjustment. We're going to talk about that plus a variety of topics. But before we get into that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested in. Today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, where you can get the best Tesla buying guide with the best financing rates and APRs and everything like that, better than Tesla financing. So definitely check it out. And shout out to my latest Patreon members. We got Anthony, Ben. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. If you want to check it out, definitely check it out. A link down below in the description. All right, so let us talk about this, and I want to hear all of your thoughts as well. So definitely put it in the live stream or even in the comments down below. And so right now, Tesla Model Y, this is what we know as of today. It's what, April 6th, April 7th right now. The Tesla Model Y qualifies for the $7,500 federal tax credit. So if you buy it, you get this tax credit when you file for your taxes next year. And it's basically a reduction of your tax liability. If you don't know what that means and all that stuff, definitely check out videos on the channel. Just type in the search bar, like how does the EV tax credit work for the Tesla Model Y? And you should be able to find something on there. But right now there's two trim lines and two different models that are currently out there. We've got the Model Y long range at $54,990. We've got the Model Y Performance at $58,990. And of course, there's a third trim out there that's a little bit hidden that not a lot of people know because you can't order it from the website right here. And of course, that's the Model Y all-wheel drive standard range, and the price of that exact vehicle, of course we can pull it up on the price history tracker right now, is $51,990. And of course you can't order it. There are vehicles out there in inventory where you can put your name on it and try and secure it, and right now there's 300 Tesla Model Ys that are brand new that you can put your name on it, that you can secure and buy readily immediately. So right now I've got 176 long ranges, 74 Model Y all-wheel drives with a 279 mile range, and of course we got 51 Model Y performances. And of course, as you know, we've been tracking the market, we've been tracking the inventory counts, and Model Y inventory has been slowly yet surely steadily increasing. And of course, once a week or every other week, we usually get inventory dumps onto the website where Tesla will just release a bunch of Tesla Model Ys available for sale from the Austin, Texas factory. We can only assume because that's where these peaks are right here. You can see every single weekend for a while, we were getting a bunch of Tesla Model Y all-wheel drives being dumped into inventory, and the demand seems to be waning. You can see inventory is starting to go up and up and up, and this could only really be because production is starting to ramp up and up and up, right? And then we can only guess this is because Austin, Texas is pumping out 4,000 Tesla Model Ys a week and is starting to ramp up to maybe 5,000 and 6,000. What we do know is they were supposed to be slated for 75,000 Tesla Model Ys in the first quarter. So we don't even know if they're going to ramp up to that at a certain point at the moment. And so what do we think, right? Because right now, the $7,500 federal tax credit on the Model Y goes all the way up until MSRP values all the way up to $80,000. So essentially, as long as the MSRP value, even if full self-driving, because full self-driving doesn't actually qualify, the vehicle can still be up to that range. And so will the price of the Tesla Model Y increase? I want to know what your thoughts are. Drop it in the comments or even in the live stream. But if we go into the price history tracker, like not that long ago, a Tesla Model Y long range was $66,000 as a base starting price. The Tesla Model Y Performance, if you could believe it or not, was $70,000 as a base starting price. But of course, this was a while ago when loan rates were what, like 3%, 2%. You could easily get, I don't know about easily, you couldn't get 1%, but that was a while ago. And now, of course, interest rates 5.59%. You can see on the screen right now. And of course, the credit unions that we recommend and that you can get access to at the Patreon link down below the description, even those that are easily able to be joined are still like 3.7, 3.8%, 4% realistically for most people. And so as interest rates go up, prices have to go down. And of course, as inventory goes up and people are not necessarily buying, or less people are, and maybe this $7,500 federal tax credit, did it just pull ahead from everybody that was going to be buying in, it's the summertime and they're just buying now because they were afraid that they were going to lose out on the federal tax credit. And now it seems like this federal tax credit is staying around for a while. At this moment, it looks like only the Model 3 standard range might be losing the $7,500 federal tax credit, maybe adjusted down to $3,750. And so if that happens and the Model Y continues to get the $7,500 federal tax credit, we could see two things, right? Like the price of the Model Y could steadily creep up, or if demand and inventory stays at elevated levels, we could see the price of the Model Y decrease. And so when Tesla dropped the price that fateful day in January down $13,000 for the Model Y long range, they went from $66,000 basically down to $52,990. They let that sit for a little bit. They got a lot of orders in the queue, and they increased the price of the long range $2,000 basically within a few weeks. And so Tesla has some room to go back down to $52,990 if they want to. And I can make a case that if they do not see these inventory counts going down for the Model Y, I could see Tesla start to decrease the price of the Model Y within the next few months as we get to the middle of summer, as we get to the end of the second quarter, especially if the interest rates for this vehicle keep going up as well. Like the Fed just raised the rates. I'm still waiting to see this interest rate go up. I guess maybe it has not had an effect yet, or maybe Tesla pre-raised the rate of the interest rate beforehand. And then, of course, we've got a lot of other competition coming into the fold as well, a lot like Kia EV9 SUV. We've got Ioniq 6 or whatever, the sedan coming in. Of course, that's not a Model Y competitor. We've even got Tesla competing against itself with the Cybertruck coming into play. Like there's got to be people out there that may perhaps have a Model Y on order and also perhaps might have a Cybertruck on order. So we could easily see them lowering the price to offset some of this inventory that could or may not be starting to stack up for Tesla. So that could be the case where Tesla would decrease the price. Now, the question is, if they raise the price, how high can they actually go, right? So we know this federal tax credit goes up to $80,000. So essentially they couldn't raise that price higher than that, nor would they want to. But then on top of that, like, yes, there's many states out there, 50 states, right? But California is probably the biggest market for Tesla. And of course, I quickly Googled the CVRP program and what MSRP cap that the Model Y basically hits a limited threshold of. And that MSRP is $60,000. So we can pretty much assume at this point that the Tesla Model Y will not get above $60,000. I think it will stay at this like $54,999 or maybe a couple $1,000 more. But really, the Model Y Performance could only see like another $1,000 increase, but not really, because if you add any sort of options like color paint or anything like that, and it gets already above $60,000. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on are. Of course, Tesla can do whatever the heck they want. And of course, if you're concerned about the federal tax credit, bookmark this site. It's actually down below in the description if you want to check it out. Fueleconomy.gov. This is where the government has told us that they will be updating this site pretty readily if vehicles qualify for the federal tax credit, the $7,500 federal tax credit or not. And so definitely check out this site. Of course, as of today, it's not April 18th. That's when we're going to hear more information on which vehicles actually qualify and which ones don't. Right now, all vehicles for the Model 3 and Model Y qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. But this could change. I mean, all we know right now is the Model 3 standard range is anticipated to be reduced for the Model 3 on April 18th, but they're kind of being pretty tight-lipped about the other trims of the Model 3 and, of course, the Model Y. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. We're going to get into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has the best Tesla buying guide out there that answers a lot of questions and gives you a list of all the credit unions and banks out there that you can join relatively easy that has a lower interest rate than Tesla's 5.59%. And on top of that, I respond to all DMs in the Patreon app if you want to ask a question, just like a quick one. So definitely check it out. Link down below in the description.